At 35,000 feet above the ground, a Boeing 737 is quietly gliding through the clouds. Passengers scroll their phones. Flight attendants pour coffee. But one man, sitting by the window in row 13, isn't watching a movie. He's watching the aircraft's data flow, and in a few keystrokes, he claims that he took control of the airplane. This isn't a movie. It's 2015, and the man is Chris Roberts, a well-known cybersecurity expert who just admitted to hacking an airplane while on the airplane. The FBI calls it a potential act of cyber terrorism. The tech community calls it a wake-up call. And the world asks one chilling question. Could someone really take control of a plane from their seat? Chris Roberts wasn't a criminal. He was a researcher, founder of a cybersecurity company called One World Labs. His mission: find flaws before real hackers exploit them. He spent years warning the aviation industry that their onboard systems weren't as secure as they thought, but no one listened. So Chris decided to show them. In 2015, he boarded a United Airlines flight from Denver to Chicago. He brought with him a small laptop, a modified Ethernet cable. After connecting his laptop to the in-flight entertainment system, he claimed he was able to communicate with the aircraft's Engine Indication and Crew Alerting System, or ICAS, the digital nerve center of the jet. According to the FBI report, Roberts said he issued a climb command to one of the engines, causing the plane to move slightly sideways mid-flight. To him, it was proof of concept. To the world, it was a nightmare. When the plane landed, agents were waiting. FBI officers escorted him off the aircraft, confiscated his laptop, hard drives, and cables. Within hours, the story exploded. Researcher admits to hacking an airplane mid-flight. Could hackers crash planes from their seats? The man who took over a jet. Chris claimed his goal wasn't to endanger lives, but to expose the truth. Airplanes weren't as isolated from the internet as people believed. For years, he had privately disclosed these vulnerabilities to Boeing, Airbus, and the U.S. government. He'd even demonstrated them in controlled lab settings. But nothing changed. So this flight became his last resort, a desperate and possibly reckless attempt to make the world listen. But was he telling the truth? Could someone really hack a plane through the in-flight entertainment system? Aviation experts were divided. Some said it was impossible, that the entertainment network was completely separate from flight controls. Others weren't so sure. Documents from the Government Accountability Office suggested that modern aircraft networks, especially on newer models, might not be fully isolated. There could be pathways, however limited, between passenger systems and avionics. To most people, that meant one terrifying possibility. If a single cybersecurity researcher could find a way in, so could anyone else. The FBI is investigating a cybersecurity researcher. Could planes be vulnerable to hackers? Airlines tighten security protocols after hacking claims. The story spread like wildfire. But for Chris Roberts, the real turbulence was only beginning. He was banned from flying United Airlines. FBI agents raided his home and questioned him for hours. He wasn't arrested, but he was now under federal investigation. And overnight, his reputation as a cybersecurity hero turned into that of a potential threat. Chris Roberts never claimed he could crash a plane. He said he merely wanted to prove that access points existed. To him, it was a demonstration, not a crime. But in the eyes of law enforcement, intent didn't matter. When you interfere with an aircraft, even theoretically, you're crossing into the territory of federal aviation law. The FBI search warrant described his actions as tampering with aircraft systems. They claimed he admitted to doing this approximately 15 to 20 times between 2011 and 2014. Roberts later said that was taken out of context, that he studied these systems in lab environments, not in actual flight. But by then, the public had already made up its mind. The fear wasn't about Chris Roberts anymore. It was about what he revealed, or at least suggested. If someone could access even a small part of an airplane's network, what about modern cars, hospitals, power grids? Everything today runs on connected systems, and connection means vulnerability. In the years after the incident, Both Boeing and Airbus tightened their network isolation protocols. The FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, launched multiple audits into onboard cybersecurity. Airlines added stricter monitoring for onboard data access. But the truth, no one really knows how close Roberts actually got. I never wanted to cause harm. I wanted to start a conversation. Because no one listens until you force them to. And in a way, he succeeded. The aviation industry began taking cybersecurity seriously, not as a sci-fi scenario, but as a real, evolving threat. But the cost was his credibility. He was never charged, but also never fully trusted again. He became both a hero and a warning. Every major system we depend on, planes, power, water, healthcare, is now a target that didn't exist a generation ago. The line between a hacker and a terrorist, between a whistleblower and a criminal, has never been thinner. Chris Roberts showed that sometimes revealing a flaw can make you look like the threat itself, and that in our connected world, the biggest danger isn't just who's flying the plane, it's who's watching the system. If you're watching this on your phone, laptop, or tablet, that means you're already connected to the same invisible network that powers everything else. A network of trust, built on systems we rarely question. But every system, no matter how safe, has one flaw: the human who built it. It only takes one curious person to make the world realize how fragile it really is.